Hey everyone, it's Tenja again, and we're going to take a look at another mount farm today. This is the last one I recorded for 2024, and this takes place the week of December 24th to the week of December 30th. So let's take a look and see exactly what I did. So at this point in time, the 20th anniversary stuff was still going, and because I was having such a fun time participating in the mount-offs, or just watching them, I hung out over there quite often. But on the 25th of December, I did make my way over to Ironforge, and did collect my presents from Wintervale. I also spent a lot of time over at the Siren Isles. They added a new currency called Flame Blessed Ore. I needed a lot of this to buy all the new transmogs, pets, and mounts they added to the game, and since this looked like it was going to be a pretty big grind, I figured I would get started on it early. And also this week we had Classic Time Walking pop up, and since I was still working on a few characters, I figured I'd run some of these. And this week I decided to do my Void Elf Warlock. That put me at 2 Warlocks to level 80. The other character I did was my Dwarf Warrior, and that was my 8th Warrior to level 80. I really enjoy them, that's why I have so many. And finally I did make it into my mount farms this week, so let's take a look and see how I did. So this week I started off like I normally do, and that was heading over to Antorus the Burning Throne. Out of here I'm after the Scythe of the Unmaker, and I'm still after the red version, so I still have to do it on Mythic. Once I got over there, I made sure I was set to Mythic and I headed in. I worked my way back to Argus the Unmaker, and I took him down. This gave me attempt number 140 on the site, but again I didn't see a drop, so I'll have to come back here next week. Next up I went after my first mount, the Ny'alotha Allseer. This drops in Ny'alotha, the Waking City, off of Ny'alotha the Corruptor. And this again has to be done on Mythic. So once I headed over there, I made sure I was set to Mythic and I headed in. I worked my way back to Ny'alotha and took him down. This week gave me attempt number 26 on the mount. I didn't see it drop, so I'm going to have to come back here again next week. The next mount on my list was the Zareth Overseer. This drops in the Sepulchre of the first one, off of the Jailer, and again this has to be on Mythic. This is pretty soloable at this time, but if you can gather up a few people, it makes it a little quicker and a little easier. So once I did find a group, we headed over there and headed in. We worked our way back to the Jailer, and taking him down this week, it gave me attempt number 38 on the Zareth Overseer. I didn't see it drop, so I'm going to have to come back here next week. And finally I went after my last mount for the week. That was Ny'alotha the Flame's Guidance. This drops off of Farak and Amartristle on Mythic difficulty again. This I cannot solo yet, so I do have to find a group, but luckily there's a lot of groups in Raid Finder for it. Once we do find a group, and I usually look for a skip group, we head over there, work our way back to Farak, and take him down. This week I got attempt number 5 on the mount, but I didn't see it drop, so I'll be back here again next week. So even though this week was a bust on the mount farms, I did still manage to get a couple new mounts. So the first mount I got was Soweezi's Vintage Waveshredder. This comes from the Siren Isles, and the price is 10,000 Flame Blessed Ore. The next mount I got was another mount from the Siren Isles. This time it was the Prismatic Snapdragon. This one you just do some quests for, and eventually he'll become yours. And just in case you're wondering, this week's Transmog is the Expeditionary Arathi Attire. There's 5 different versions of this, and for the first version, you have to get your renown to level 13 with the Hollowfall. For the second set, this will be awarded from quests that you do throughout Hollowfall. For the third and fourth set, this will cost Flame Blessed Iron over on the Siren Isle. It'll be 3,000 each. And for the last set, up in the northeast corner of Hollowfell, you'll find the Spreading the Light world quests. You do those, and in that area, you'll get pieces for this. But hey, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. You can click on subscribe. Thanks for coming by and watching it. I'm going to send a hi out to my best friend, and you all take care.